The 2015 Yamaha M1 has been launched, and unless you've been living under a rock, you already know that. Did I say M1? Oops, I meant the R1 or the R1M. Before I confuse you even more, let's get this straight. The R1 is dead. This is just an all-new superbike that is being called R1. The clips I'm playing on screen right now are what Yamaha Motor USA and Europe have uploaded. So please check their original uploads for two amazing videos. Links are on your screen right now. First, we take a look at the specs of the new R1 and then we go to the full design analysis. For the year 2015, we still have the 998cc inline 4 engine, but now it produces a maximum power of 200 PS at 13.5 thousand RPM and max torque remains at 112 Newton meters at 11.5 thousand RPM. At 179 kg dry and 199 kg fully fueled, the new power to weight ratio comes very close to that 1 mark, and this is the biggest call out for the 2015 design. Ever since the release, I've seen a lot of hate messages and negative comments about the new design. I'll stick my neck out on this one and be frank with you. I love the new Yamaha R1 M. Trust India to come with the most horrible motorcycle memes. The Americans are just content comparing it with the Ducati Panigale. Well, this doesn't look anything like a Panigale, unless you mean to say that the M1 Rossi and Lorenzo are using in MotoGP right now is a copy of the Panigale. Because anyone who watches MotoGP can say that this is the road legal version of the M1. I think Jorge and Rossi are gonna love it so much over the old R1. I know there are a lot of fans of the old R1 in India. It has been the most common superbike, but ever since I became aware of motorcycle aerodynamics and all that stuff, I started thinking that Yamaha R1 was a design made by marketing experts and not motorcycle designers. Only a couple of months ago, while analyzing the KTM RC390 styling, I criticized Yamaha by saying a wider, prettier face might look cute, but it'll compromise aerodynamics. I was expecting the Japanese to follow the same philosophy in this year's design, but the moment I saw the new design, I knew what had changed and why they have changed it. Frankly, the old R1 did not make much sense to me. The test of production motorcycles is the World Superbike Championship, and for many years, Ducati has dominated that one. In recent times, BMW S1000RR, Aprilia RS V4 and Ninja ZX-10R have been champions in that competition. Now tell me one thing, why does a motorcycle, which is claimed to be derived from MotoGP winning technology, so inferior to motorcycles from brands who have little or no standing in MotoGP? Why? Because it always got leftover technologies from MotoGP. It was always an half-hearted build. Instead of being the most aggressive, lightweight track tool, it was out there to please fanboys. Well, not anymore. You see, there are two teams working in a motorcycle design. One is the designer team. They make the concept sketches and the initial raw images that hardcore riders fall in love with. Then come in the marketing guys. They tone it down and add features like wide non-aerodynamic faces, bulbous curvy fairings that increase the weight, underseat exhausts that push the center of gravity of the bike upwards and whatnot. So, at a time that everyone is out to criticize the new R1, I'm going to be flat. Everyone who will ride this bike will love it. At the time of making this video, there have been no road tests of this bike, but wait a few more days and see when Cycle World and MCN test the new R1, they will come out smiling so much that they won't be able to even complete the review. So, to start with the design process, Yamaha fired the marketing design team, or probably asked him to take a vacation till this design is over. Next, they took Valentino Rossi, who had created the World Championship winning M1 with a lot of his inputs. So, Rossi didn't want any compromises and neither did Yamaha. Things to call out in the design, which had dramatic differences over the old design. The exhaust is now in its best possible position, underbelly and absolutely centered. This is so much better over the last version's underseat exhaust. The bike looks so slim compared to the previous version, and it tips the scales at 199 kgs wet, fully fueled with 17 liters of gasoline and 3 liters of engine oil. That is impressive. Good to know Yamaha finally understood the importance of weight saving in a production motorcycle. Not only the fairing is lightweight, it is also shaped with only aerodynamics in mind. Drag is reduced 8% over the previous version, and that ram air is going to make the engine breathe easier. Track day regulars will know that they often ended up converting the sports bikes with track only fairings, and they became completely road illegal afterwards. With this bike, I don't think anyone will ever need a track only fairing. So now you can have all the fun on the track all day long and ride back home in the same bike at the end of the day. Which brings me to the oddball headlights. They are a full LED unit, lightweight, and offering great functional illumination. They're almost invisible at daytime, tucked under the fairing. I think it looks futuristic, but if you don't like it, you can always stealth mode it with dark lens cover or smoke film. And you have seen how that tall windscreen looks. It's much close to the aftermarket solutions that people end up buying for track use. And that electronics package is just amazing. MotoGP fans will know that the difference between a factory bike and a non-factory bike is basically the electronics package and the software. The road bikes that were made before came with electronic packages, but they were not half as good as this. I mean, this has a 3D motion sensor with GPS and smartphone integration to change the settings of the motorcycle after evaluating the data. This is just what only those select few guys on the grids used to get, and now a production superbike is going to get it for the very first time. I mean, this motorcycle, when you look at the electronic package, it gets everything, just about everything you can imagine, and it puts some of the other liter class bikes to shame. So all you need is an Akrapovic exhaust and Alpine Stars race replica suit with a JC helmet, or Dainese team suit with Pista GP helmet, and you're ready to step into the shoes of Jorge Lorenzo or Valentino Rossi, depending upon your preferences, and have as close to a MotoGP experience possible on a production superbike. If I had the money, would I buy one over all the other superbikes in the world? Yes, I would, because I'm a fan of Lorenzo, and I don't think any other bike will let me feel what he rides on track. Thanks for watching, and let me know your feedback, and do subscribe to my channel. P.S. I would love to see this motorcycle kick the asses of Aprilia, BMW and Kawasaki next year in the World Superbike Championship, and also to rule the Isle of Man TT. Well played, Yamaha. Well played.